Ukraine eliminated commander of ArBat, unit formed by Horlivka, crime boss of Russia.
It is February 10th, 2026.
Oh, subscribe to Defense Reports, your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports.
Welcome.
Join me in the latest program by Defense Report for the latest in global defense news, military technology, and strategic developments. And today we're going to cover, well, the absolute decapitation of the ArBat Battalion.
It really is a decapitation, and it's a development that I think exposes the crumbling infrastructure of Russia's entire hybrid warfare model.
It feels almost scripted in a way. The timing is just incredible. We're looking at this irregular paramilitary unit.
And in the span of almost exactly 1 year, its leadership has been systematically wiped out, completely.
First the founder, now the commander.
Exactly. Yesterday, the tactical commander was killed on the front lines. And 1 year ago, almost to the day, the unit's founder was assassinated in Moscow.
It's a pattern that tells you so much about the stability, or really the complete lack of it, in these proxy units. We have confirmation that the commander, Het Gasparian, call sign ArBat, is dead.
That's right. The Kremlin installed mayor of occupied Horlivka, a man named Ivan Prokotko. He confirmed it himself.
He did?
Said the death occurred yesterday, February 9th, during a, quote, combat mission. And this Gasparian, he's a perfect example of this convict commander phenomenon we've been tracking.
Yeah, he definitely didn't come up through any traditional military academy. Gasparian was a former professional MMA fighter?
He was, and he then pivoted to armed robbery.
Right. And he was actually pulled out of a maximum security prison by the Wagner Group back in 2022.
Pulled out while serving a 7-year sentence. It speaks to the desperation for manpower. He went from a prison cell to leading a battalion in a matter of months.
The irony is just palpable, isn't it? In 2023, Vladimir Putin himself awards this convicted robber the Medal for Courage.
And 3 years later, his luck runs out against Ukrainian forces. It's a short career path.
But Gasparian is, just the tactical head. To really understand why this unit, ArBat, is such a unique threat, you have to look at the founder, Armen Sarkisian.
And how he died, yes.
Yeah.
That's the real mafia-state connection.
Sarkisian didn't die in a trench somewhere in the Donbass. He was killed on February 3rd, 2025, in Moscow.
In the lobby of the Scarlet Sails complex in Moscow, to be precise.
And let's be clear for everyone listening, Scarlet Sails isn't just some random apartment block. It's a fortress for the ultra-elite. It's supposed to be one of the safest places in the capital.
And the fact that he was taken out there, likely by a high-yield mine or maybe a suicide bomber, it sent a clear signal.
A signal that these shadow figures aren't safe, not anywhere.
And Sarkisian was the definition of a shadow figure. He was a known crime boss from Horlivka. He was famous or infamous for organizing the Tatushki.
The hired thugs.
The hired thugs who attacked protesters during the Euromaidan revolution back in 2014. He basically merged organized crime with the Russian GRU to create this ArBat unit.
So you literally have a unit built on the DNA of racketeering and political violence. But here is the critical piece that I think a lot of people miss. ArBat wasn't just fighting in Ukraine. They were being used as a tool for much broader regional destabilization, specifically in the Caucasus.
This is the bigger picture, and the Armenian Investigative Committee uncovered it. It's solid. While ArBat was fighting in places like Avdiivka and Kursk,
Heavy fighting.
some of the heaviest fighting, yes.
Yeah.
At the same time, they were using their infrastructure to train recruits for a coup attempt against the Armenian government.
They were actively preparing to overthrow Prime Minister Pashinyan. I mean, it just highlights the dual-use nature of these hybrid units perfectly.
It does. The Kremlin uses them as shock troops in Ukraine today, but it keeps them in the back pocket to topple governments in neighboring countries tomorrow.
Which is why this week's news is so incredibly significant. By eliminating Gasparian on the front, and with Sarkisian already gone from Moscow.
The unit has lost both its financial architect and its tactical leader, the two pillars.
It completely cuts off the money and the battlefield direction. You just can't easily replace a leadership structure like that.
Especially not one that bridges the gap between the penal system, organized crime, and military intelligence. It's a very specific and very volatile mix.
So the unit is, for all intents and purposes, headless.
It's effectively headless. I'd say it represents a total failure of this specific hybrid model that Russia has been pushing.
You've been listening to Defense Report by Alex, where we analyze the latest in military strategy, global defense, and advanced weaponry.
And this is a stark reminder, I think, that relying on criminal networks for military objectives is an incredibly fragile strategy. It will eventually collapse under its own weight.
It's ape-dough. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your trusted source for timely, in-depth military and defense analysis. We'll see you next time. Keep supporting us so we can continue bringing you the latest developments from Ukraine and around the world.